Welcome, bros, to the show. 9 a.m. We're streaming Bitcoin, $72,000. Very, very nice here. Got all the way up as high as 72,750. I am T-Shroom, in for the Investing Bros. And today is not just any day, okay? Today is the solar eclipse day. It's a total solar eclipse for those at home who are big fanatics into the world of the celestial, okay, of astronauts, of the solar system, of astronomy. Yes, it is a big day indeed for everyone on Earth who can look up and see the stars. That's what we're going to be taking a look at today, the solar system. Right? The solar system of cryptocurrency. Now, solar eclipse maps show 2024 totality path, peak times, and how much of the eclipse you can see across the U.S. today. Here you go. Here's the map right here. I'm on CBSnews.com, which is looking like a mistake based on all the propaganda popping up here. But you got San Antonio, Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas. Now, I was just down in this area of San Antonio and Austin. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous, right? It was really, really nice. Now you're tuning in, you're like, well, T-Shroom, what the heck? Where is all the crypto talk? We'll get to the crypto talk here in just a second, but today is a special day for humans, right? So maybe you're watching, you're not a human. That's okay, but just take a sec. We're going to do something for the humans today who want to look up and gaze at the solar eclipse. Dallas, Little Rock, Indianapolis, okay? And then that kind of concludes the level of adjacency, right? The proximity to the red zone here, which is the total eclipse. It's the hottest spot to be, and it's actually none of these cities are right in the red zone, as you'll see. As a technical analyst, I would be remiss if I didn't point out that small detail. But basically, if you're in this path here, you're going to have the best view of the solar eclipse. I am down in Florida, right? If you're watching from out of the country and you don't know, Florida's down here. It's this peninsula-looking one. Where in Florida am I? Somewhere. And I love it. It's a great state, and I'm not planning on flying anywhere to see the solar eclipse, but I will absolutely be going outside and looking up. I'm going to have to go hunt after the stream. I'm going to have to go hunt down a pair of those glasses to be able to look at them. But luckily, I live next to a university, so they'll be handing them out to the eager college students more than likely. All right, let's get back on the Bitcoin chart because it is putting in some amazing highs here for April, coming in hot. You got to love it. We'll look at the monthly charts here, but I'm on the 1 hour, as you can see. This has been a breakout of massive proportion. Everybody was kind of watching it. Of course, I thought that this was going to be the breakout, and so did many people. Unfortunately, I didn't get liquidated on any kind of longs or anything like this because we eventually got broken down and went all the way back down and tested as low as 64,500 before resuming higher to test this downtrending line of resistance. Now, we've been able to break out of that, and that has been very well deserved. It's been nice to see the breakout to the upside there. Now the question, of course, becomes, will this continue? Will this upside momentum be able to be maintained, or are we just in for another failed breakout to all-time highs? Of course, those all-time highs are elusive, but they are within reach. I'm going to go out to the daily chart for this. And as you can see here, see the all-time highs out here on the daily chart are going to put us in 73,800, call it, right? So what we really want to get to is that next, I would say, a weak psychological number here at 74,000, right? That opens the gates to 75,000, which is the heavy hitter from a psychological standpoint. Once we're above 75,000, this is just the way that sometimes big money managers think. They have a number that they pick out through formulas or through their gut. Oftentimes, they'll purchase at that level. Now, obviously, there's also going to be a lot of folks who are going to exit at that level, right? They've run their calculations. They're traders. They're not investors, and they're just sitting there. They know that 75 is going to be a psychological number, so they're sitting there waiting for it, and they're going to sell. They probably already have limit sells, right, at 75,000. So what does that mean? Well, it just means that we're going to likely see, now that we've broken out, we're likely going to see some volatility into the breakout of 75,000. That's kind of my prediction here, is that we'll see something a little bit like this. We'll get up, break 74, get into 74 real nice, and then we may even come all the way back and test this downtrending line of what is now support as of today before breaking higher, right? I think that's probably not a bad scenario. Now, here's the but Bitcoin scenario, right? Because every time we come up with these concepts, Bitcoin is like, well, I have a mind of its own, and I'm going to do whatever I want. So there's also a chance, right, that we come back and we do kind of something similar. We get up to 74, achieve that new all-time high, come back, but then we find a level somewhere in here, right, that is really good support, and then we bounce higher, and a lot of overly bearish folks get left behind because they were wanting to target a return to this downtrending line of resistance. I'm sorry, downtrending line of support. What was resistance just hours ago, right? And they're going to get left behind. So what does that mean? That means layer in, right? Don't have just one entry target way down low. Have multiple entry targets along the way. Now, your boy, T Shroom, I deployed a lot of my new entries, and I mostly bought AVAX, MicroStrategies, and CleanSpark, and one other. Oh, Compound. I loaded up on those 4 coins right around back here, and then sure enough, it's like clockwork. I get a bunch of new dry powder, which I'm not complaining about. Right? It's nice to have dry powder, but now prices are back to the highs. So maybe let's go on a bit of a hunt here. I have some stories, and we'll get into those in just a second. But let's go on a little bit of a hunt to see what altcoins might be worth looking into. What altcoins have not really performed all that well. Let's start with the bubbles. I got that pulled up already, and it's just as I suspected, right? These altcoins are already pumping like nobody's business. It doesn't seem to be the memes that are leading, though. Neo seems to be doing really well. Now, is this the Neo? Is this the Neo of old? I think it might be. This is a really old coin, isn't it? Let's take a look here. Number 85. Let's see how far the market cap goes. No. Okay, so this is the opposite of a new coin. This market cap start. No, it is. So 2017. Goodness gracious. Yeah, this one goes really far back. Yeah, okay, so it is the old Neo. Fantastic. So Neo's making a comeback today, guys. T-Shroom, we're getting to the bottom of it here, and we're having some fun.
He needs some milk.
I don't know if the sound effects are going to work on the solo show. It seems a little bit awkward. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know. What do you guys think in the chat? Do you think the sound effects are good? We're gonna try to work them in. We're gonna try to have some fun. Speaking of which, let's check on the chat. Let's see who was first in the chat. It looks like on my software here, Dylan Martinez. So very nice, Dylan. Good to see you this morning. What's up, Blackie Chan? Blackie Chan in the chat, of course. Michael Gomez said, "Morning, bros." Very nice to see. Let's see. Oh, Blackie Chan said, "GM Dylan." Liking how green the market are looking this morning. Extra glad I picked up some cheap ETH. ETH would have been a nice buy here. Would have been a nice buy on those dips. And we have actually had Crux of Crypto. I don't know if you guys realize this, but in every outro for the last week or two, we've had Crux of Crypto. His comment that he left, it looks like this, but it says, buy the dip, keep calm and buy the dip. So we'll probably run that for the last time here today, because not the last time ever, but we're kind of out of the dip. But Crux of Crypto chiming in here this morning saying he need some milk. We'll see. We'll see if it sticks around. Anyway, this is kind of fun. Neo leading the market this morning. Definitely was not going to be expecting that. And let's see how much it's up here on the 1 day. So it's up. That's a good bit. 26% here, according to CoinMarketCap. Yeah, let's see who else is doing it really big. Lido doing nice. Beam, another meme coin here. Let's see what else we got going on. Dog Whiff had up 15%, so another meme coin. So the meme coins are coming out in stride. They're doing real well. Beam. Why am I forgetting about Beam here? Beam is kind of being elusive to me. I remember having positive thoughts about it, but isn't it a meme coin? They never just say that they're a meme coin, though, on here. serves as a native crypto for the Beam network. Okay, so this is not a meme coin. I apologize, folks. I called it a meme coin. It's not. It's not a meme coin. It's a utility coin. Let's see. Moving along, let's see what else we got going on here. ENA continues to pump. VET continues to do well. VChain, nice to see, up 9%. That's good for the BROZ for sure. Toncoin, 8% to the upside. Seeing some nice growth here along the altcoins. So, but let's stay committed here to our strategy of trying to find some underbought names. And instead of going to the 7, the 24-hour, I'm going to go out to the 90-day. Let's adjust them to the 90-day. So Wormhole, of the top 100, Wormhole is the lowest at 26% on the 60-day and the 90-day. Well, it's because it's a brand new coin. Celestia down 20%. So this TIA not working out for the bulls as much as they would have thought over the last 90 days. Injective also struggling to get a bid higher over the last 90 days, down 15%. Again, none of these names so far am I hella bearish on. I think all of these are pretty solid projects. Wormhole obviously would be the exception to that, but not because it's bad, but because it's unproven. I did a video on that one recently. Starknet down almost 15%. Arbitrum down almost 11%. Jupiter down 10%. Now you're probably listening like wait, why? It's all green over here. Why is it red over here? Because I'm adjusting it to the last 90 days, right? The last 90 days of price movement. Overall, the summary is that these are down, right? But that's not a bad thing necessarily, because you want to buy low and sell high. So these are coins that are low on a time where, you know, the overlying asset is starting to outperform, right, and starting to get a bid. Now, what we are noticing is that we are starting to see a little bit of a pullback here for Bitcoin. So a little bit of a rounding over. Let's check the MACD and see what kind of damage we've done. So this looks pretty solid. Histograms are starting to come back, and already we're starting to see the rounding for a little bit of a cool down here in this rally. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised, but I'm expecting volatility into this, because I think a lot of folks are going to be taking profit at the same time that a lot of new big money is going to be finding a position, finding a nice bid somewhere in this gap here. Right? That's kind of my prediction. I think if this week, let me go out to the weekly chart. If this week we can remain above this uptrending line, this downtrending line of what was resistance is now support, I think that we're going to have a big influx of money, because that's really what folks have been waiting for. They're like, is this the final flush? Is this the final? And I'm talking about like big money who has not studied crypto very much, right? They're watching this. They're like, is this the final flush for crypto? Is this just a big scam that Wall Street's trying to run, trying to make a last minute money grab? Or is this really the real thing? Is this the new gold? And I think, you know, and this isn't everybody, obviously, but this has been the buy thesis. They've been asking this question. And now the answer, as long as we can get a weekly close above this downtrending line of support, I think that answer is going to be no. This is not a scam. This is the real deal. This is the new gold. And I think a lot of big money is going to be looking at this, approaching that $75,000 number, and they're going to say, we want to get in before $75,000. Let's do it, right? Maybe we're not going to make the full 1 to 2% allocation of our overall portfolio, but we want to go ahead and pull the trigger on some of that and continue to ladder in. 75,000 seems like a good psychological level. Let's get in. I think that's where a lot of money managers are right now. Certainly not all of them, but as the Fidelities and the BlackRock sales floors are continuing to ram these calls down 401k holders' throats and say, buy, 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 this thing is a buy. They've been saying that all through the dip. Trying to convince people to buy now, right? I know I have. I've been trying to get certain people in my life, maybe listening, maybe not, to buy more Bitcoin, right, through this period of dip. And they didn't. And one thing to notice, I don't really do that with the BROZ. I'm not out here trying to convince anybody, right? I'm just reporting. I'm just trying to say, hey, look, it looks bullish to me, right? But I have a different conversation with people that I want to buy Bitcoin actively, right? I hope that makes sense. And I was, just screaming, like, look, buy. We're at a dip, right? But that wasn't convincing enough for some people, unfortunately. Okay, moving along. Let's continue our hunt here for some altcoins. So far, if I had to choose between all these, it would definitely be Injective. So if you're looking at crypto today and you feel left behind, over the last 90 days, Injective has underperformed. And I think that could potentially be, that this gap will probably be, if we continue to the upside here, Bitcoin continues to break out, we get up above 74, right? Or if we just continue to retest and close the week above this downtrending level of support, my guess is that Injective will actually be positive. I think it'll at least catch up that 15% on the 90-day percent. That's my prediction. And I think Injective is probably going to be the best of like the biggest laggers of the top 100, right? Is that financial advice? Not really. Just kind of pointing it out, guys. Jupiter, Tim actually did a really good video on this one recently. This looks like a pretty good snag. Arbitrum, another excellent. This is a layer 2 of Ethereum. Jupiter is the DEX for Solana. Both of these would be great pickups. Both of these would be great. Lido coming in. This is probably why it's getting a bid so high today, is because of how underbought it is on that 90-day analysis. Optimism, pretty much call that positive. And then you get into all your stable coins and blah, blah, blah. There's Ordi here. Ordi's a little underbought too, right? But it's in the green territory for the last 90 days. Quant, another solid project. eGold, I got to be honest with you, their DeFi, I'm judging them based on, because this was the DeFi project one of them that I got into after the bull market, and it disappointed me. But I don't think I'm going to touch it this go around, but it may, they have experience running pretty advanced DeFi operations. I just happened to get into it during the bear market, and so I got sad. I got sad and pulled out. Let's see. XRP, this one has a storied past. Many of you in the chat may have an association, a love or a hate relationship with XRP. Very few people are neutral on it. Apparently, Brad Garlinghouse actually put out a 1.5 price prediction for Bitcoin by 2030, which I believe is exactly the same as Cathie Wood's. So somebody's trying to stay in the news. Let's see what else we got going on here. On the 90-day, then we start getting, probably not overbought, but these are solid buys, but they're already kind of appreciated for the last 90 days, right? That doesn't mean that they're bad buys. Definitely doesn't mean you should sell them if you have conviction in them. I'm not saying that they're overbought, right? To be overbought, you got to scroll down quite a bit more. So over the last 90 days, right? Dog Whiff Hat, overbought. Meme Coin, Nervos, overbought. This is a newer utility coin, I believe, or one that's reemerging. Meme coin, high utility coin. This is kind of the darling right now. Ondo and Pendle are getting a lot of attention. I'm seeing them all over. And Core. So these are kind of the new 3 utility coins that are hot. They're sexy. Everybody's talking about them, and they're up more than 300% over the last 90 days. Nervos, right, I would put in that category as well, but it's the one that's kind of outperforming coming out of last week. And then you start to see an AI coin here, AGIX, doing really well, up 300%, more than 300% over the last 90 days. But here's what I would say, here's what I would point out, is like these are hot, these are sexy coins, but do you buy when something is hot and sexy, or do you buy when there's blood in the streets, right? You're supposed to buy when people are scared, when people are like, ooh, fearful, kind of like what people are like with Ethereum right now, right? Ethereum has a little bit of a bad juju because of the whole spot ETF controversy around it. Will it get passed in May? Will there be a lawsuit? Will BlackRock join the lawsuit? Right? People are more like this, kind of biting their nails, scratching their head, right? But down here in the overbought section, I'm calling it the overbought section. These aren't necessarily overbought for what they're promising. That's up to you as an investor to decide. But from just this pure analysis of the top 100 coins over the last 90 days, these are the most overbought. Or you could say they're the most bought, right? Don't put the pejorative prefix on it. These are just the most bought. These are not what I'm looking at to buy, right? When I look at these are just I missed out coins, right? And that's okay. But as an investor, I'm not looking at these and saying, I need to buy these now. I'm thinking, okay, what did I do wrong for these to get missed by me? That's the thought I think is more valuable. What can I do to catch these sooner? And I've taken steps to do that, and I've taken steps to where Tim and I will be able to bring you these emerging coins a lot sooner. Okay, but then it doesn't take long before you get to Pith. We talked about this one very early on. This one's doing very well for the last 90 days, up 200%. Toncoin, another one that we've talked about quite a bit. I personally didn't pick it up, just out of personal preference. It's an association with Telegram very heavily, the messaging app, and that's just not something that I wanted to have exposure to. I think if you have it, that's not a bad thing. If you believe in it, right? If you have conviction, I think it's probably going to be a pretty solid project. Everybody's got their own preferences. We definitely talked about Theta quite a bit. Tim put out a whole video on that. Render, we haven't shut up about. Gala's one that, I'll be honest, we haven't talked about Gala very much at all. So the list goes on and on. Near Graph, we both have in our portfolio. So it's really good to go ahead and take a look at the 90 days, right? Because we're now at a big monumental moment where Bitcoin has broken to the upside. We're also at a pretty monumental moment here because of the solar eclipse. Right? Very, very cool. Let's read some of these. Here. Live updates, total solar eclipse, forecasted news and when to watch. What time the 2024 solar eclipse? Yeah, so it's all just people trying to educate you. Nothing wrong with that. But the solar eclipse is today. The solar eclipse, how can you say it faster? What is this? Trump posts bizarre campaign ad? What is this? I hope I'm not going to show you guys anything crazy. Yeah, this is what the glasses look like, and this is what you want to look like right here. If you want to be the president of the United States staring at the sun, that's what you want to look like. But we do have some news, though, guys. Coinbase lawsuit, court rules secondary sale of crypto, not securities. This is a huge outcome. This is Paul Grewal, Chief Legal Officer over at Coinbase. Now, Paul Grewal, he said, we appreciate the Second Circuit confirming today. Now, this was on the 5th, right? So this was Friday, I believe. Confirming today what is clearly under the federal securities law. There's no private liability for the secondary trading of digital assets on exchanges like Coinbase. Why? Because contracts matter. There's a nice summary and clarification here. Stuart Alderati, Chief Legal Officer of Ripple, he said, so if I have this straight, there is no Exchange Act liability without a contract that can be rescinded. No contract, no liability. Paul said, yes, sir. So for all you legal nuts out there that are tuning into the Investing Bros, make sure that you're absolutely subscribing and smashing the like button. This I would not call, now, very important to point out, this is not the SEC versus Coinbase lawsuit that's ongoing as well. This is a separate lawsuit. I believe this is a class action that is unrelated to the SEC lawsuit. So just know that so you can see here in the order summary, the plaintiffs here are named. They're human beings, which I probably shouldn't. Well, it's public knowledge who they are. Yeah. So it's not the SEC. If it was, it would say SEC or DOJ or whoever is specifically suing them, and then you'd see Coinbase. It's not. It's a class action. So just so you guys are tracking, it's not that one. That one will be pretty big, but this one's also very, very significant because basically there's now legal precedent through a class action in the Second Circuit is that contracts matter, and that these secondary exchanges, the secondary sale of coins, are not constituting a security. This really is best for Coinbase. This is really a very positive outcome for Coinbase specifically, and I'm actually very interested to see how Coinbase might be trading pre-market. Of course, here in the Eastern Standard Time, the New York Stock Exchange has not yet opened, so we won't get actual live price quotes, but pre-market, Coinbase is trading higher on that news. And what we'll also remember is poor Kathy Wood, sometimes she gets out of positions in interesting times. She sold, so her firm sold more Coinbase on Thursday. So maybe it was good. Maybe there was some more return that they're anticipating getting, but overall, that was probably not the best timing because this headline for Coinbase is likely to send it a good bit higher. Another positive headline here, Aave's fee distribution plan is a win for hodlers. So we saw this a little while ago with Uniswap. Uniswap made some proposed changes to their governance, or was it voted on? But either way, it sent the coin very high. And I think that this could potentially be a Uniswap 2.0, a little bit of alpha for you. but this has not yet gone into action. We will keep you abreast. We'll keep you in the know, in the loop of how that Aave story continues. Make sure that you subscribe for alpha like that, because timing something like a governance vote on a fee change, as we've seen, this cycle is actually a pretty bullish thing. So make sure you stay subscribed, and we'll be getting into that more here on the Investing Bros. Now, before we go any further, I want to jump into what is going on with the chat. What is going on with the chat? Because we're almost done with the show. Eric Wallen said Ton is 1 billion away from passing Cardano. Very, very good observation there. Crux of Crypto said I dropped an Ondo quick dive for members last night in Discord. Absolutely. So if you're looking, excellent. Thank you so much, Crux. If you're looking to go ahead and educate yourself on the Ondo coin, right, which Ondo was one of those top winners, right, one of the very heavily bought. I'm personally very impressed by the types of media outlets that are covering it and kind of quote unquote promoting it. It is a good project so far from what I've observed. There seems to be a pretty close association with BlackRock. BlackRock looks like it may have King selected Ondo to be, playing a key role in the tokenization outlay for BlackRock's plans for tokenizing the world. Tokenizating. Don't you wish that was the word for tokenizing? We have to tokenizate the world. Well, it's not. Okay, it's not the word. So don't get excited. But get excited, guys, because Bitcoin is back up above 70,000. We're here. We're having fun. And the markets are now open, and Coinbase is going ahead and getting a bit higher here. Let's check on Bitcoin. Before I let you go, Piper Academy is about to start. If you guys want more in-depth analysis on the charts, you can head over to Piper Academy. That is another YouTube channel. And somebody may be dropping a link in the chat for you all to click on to go to that. But yeah, Bitcoin getting as high here as 72,800, call it here. Getting outside of the Bollinger Bands on the 4-hour. Nice to see. Haven't been outside of it. Well, we've been outside of it for a while, actually. This whole run, we've been tipping outside of it. But now we've got a whole candlestick outside of it. We haven't seen that since back here probably in March 25th. So not that long ago, but it's definitely been a few days. So yeah, ultimately here, got the solar eclipse, got Bitcoin, very exciting news. I'm actually going to go check out Bill Noble's channel because I bet he's freaking out. Bill Noble loves to use astronomical and astrological indicators to do some trading, and I think he's had some success with that. So I'm going to go check him out for sure. We might even have to book him and get him on to come on this week and talk about how the solar eclipse has affected Bitcoin. One thing I'd be remiss if I did not point out here is that the halving is scheduled for 4/20. Let me know in the comment, how are you planning on celebrating? Are you going to spark up, or are you going to load up the Coinbase app and buy more Bitcoin? Oh, we're having fun here. Thank you so much for tuning in, bros. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. We'll be going live again here on this very channel. So make sure that you not only subscribe and stay tuned, but you smash the like button. Smash it for me. It's going to be a lot of fun to go on this journey of bullish crypto action to the upside. Piper Academy starting right now. Join us 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as Tim and I will be going live much more deep into the charts and much more deep into the news to bring it all to you so that you can get excellent profits here in this bull market of crypto. See you then.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor of the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms News got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.